So should you drive full-time or part-time? This is a really, really common question. It's very, very important. I actually created a whole course just on full-time driving. However, I want to say to you, and I want to say to you very strongly, do not drive full-time in the beginning. Do not abandon your career. Do not slam down the gauntlet and quit and tell your boss shove it. Do not leave your job for Uber or Lyft until, and this is the key word, until you become an elite driver. Okay, so that's why this is Elite Rideshare 101. It's so important for you to master the basics as a part-time driver and get a feel. Can you do this? Do you like long shifts? Okay, listen, rideshare is a grind. It's not easy. Okay, there's times where it's easy and it's really fun, but it's hard. It's work. It is a job. You're sitting on your butt lots of hours a week, and if you like that, then man, this could be a great fit. So start off, ease into it, start part-time. And to go full-time, there needs to be so many things. You need to drive multiple different platforms and apps, do delivery, do different services that you can have to be busy during times. So certain apps are busier during one time, other apps are busy during other time. If you just use one, you're gonna be super slow at one time and busy in others. If you use multiple ones, you're gonna always catch all the busy, all the peaks. And so it's super important to learn how to use multiple apps and multiple services and use those for your benefit. And it's also important to know, can you do this long term? Can your body handle it? And do you have the right car? If your car is a gas guzzler, if it's older, there's so many factors. And then I'm gonna show you in a future video on the different levels where you could get paid higher if you have a nicer car. And so that's another thing to consider. Do you have that nicer car that will give you the higher rates to make it more worthwhile? Because the reality is, there is a cap of how much you make with rideshare. There's clearly things that you can do with bonuses and promotions. You can do training, you can do things like what I'm doing, but there is a limit. You cannot be a millionaire doing this unless you get into building your own company doing this or so forth. And so there are limitations. So you have to consider that. What is your standard of living? If you're a person who used to living around the poverty line of $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in the US, which is, you can live really comfortably, let's be honest, depending on where you live, then man, rideshare can be great. But if you want, in the six figures, it's very hard to be, you can do this job and get to six figures, but it's very, very hard. And you're not gonna have much of a life. So you gotta consider a lot of things. There's a lot of factors, and I have other videos to teach you that. But so the answer is do part-time first, and if you're really, really good and you love it and you have a lot of opportunity for greater income, do full-time.